Root Letter is out now on PlayStation 4 and Vita, and it's out as a PlayStation exclusive. Before I get into this, I just want to say my voice might sound a little weird. I'm really not feeling too great. I've got a sore throat, and it's kind of disappearing. So, Root Letter centers around storytelling, and that is key, as the game is an 8-hour visual novel. Essentially, all you do is look at pretty moving pictures and read lots and lots of text. Sure, there are voiced characters, but they're only great if you're Japanese. That there is probably what most people will think. But I guarantee if you let yourself get immersed in this beautiful game, then you will undoubtedly enjoy it. Root Letter starts you off as a young boy who has been writing to a young girl from another part of the country. You instantly connect in your early years at school, but you never meet or see her. All you have is a few letters, a photo, and an ambition to find this woman when you leave school. Sadly, the young woman never replied to your last letter, and one day you find an unread letter amongst some things. She tells you she's murdered someone, and the whole mystery starts from there. It is an opening that I honestly half expected to be awful. I have never played a visual novel before, and I've never wanted to, as my thoughts on the whole form of reading portray a rather boring and dull form of media. In fact, this was quite the contrary, and I was suckered into this deep and interesting mystery. The game itself sort of split into a few different modes. You have the story, which displays scenes that can be interacted with to find out more information. You have conversations and parts in which you choose to question. There is also reading and the inventory objects that can be used in conversation. And finally, you have detective mode, which is a glorified pick the right piece of writing or fail mode. The detective mode is by far the most annoying, as it sees you pick out items from your inventory, then ask particular questions in a correct order, otherwise you fail. These sections wouldn't have been annoying if only the conclusion could be changed. If you fail, there's actually no punishment in this game, and you're immediately restarted at the beginning of the scene until you get it right. Once it's correct, you enter max mode, where an on-screen bar fills with certain words that flash on screen. You must then pick the correct answer, or continue to be thrust back to the beginning of max mode. These parts, like many others in Root Letter, should have had multiple paths, but they don't. There are parts of the game that have multiple paths, but max mode in particular and detective mode don't. You have one path and that's it. And it sounds a little bit strange, but it does flow well as a book, except you just don't need to imagine places or people because they're on screen, like a readable movie, but with less going on. It works, and it works well. Visually, the game is pretty damn nice. The scenery and story and imagery is really, really well done. Plenty of detail, which makes for an extremely believable story setting. Characters are also believable, and as a package it comes across really well done. Key to a story though is writing, and sadly this is where the game suffers a little. It isn't that the story is bad, it is simply that the writing is badly translated in places. There is also some clear errors in the writing. These range from general spelling mistakes to missing punctuation, and while none of it is game-breaking or buggy, it just detracts from the overall experience. Certain characters also have strangely translated names, while others stay Japanese, and personally I would have just kept all the names Japanese. Root Letter practically nails everything else, and the menus are really simple to navigate. The game is actually easy to understand, and there's various options which beg for a second playthrough. Overall, I enjoyed this 8-hour visual experience. It's opened my eyes to a genre I would otherwise entirely ignore. It offers a great story with characters that feel true to life, and it showcases some brilliant art while sucking you into its murder mystery. In my opinion, it's a must-play for anyone who likes visual novels. For newcomers like myself, well, you guys can give it a try. You might actually like it for a visual novel. Personally, I thought it was great. So this game gets a 7 out of 10. Again, I apologise for the quality of my voice. I'm struggling to speak, and it's just awful today, guys. But Root Letter is a solid title. Please do go check it out. Cheers.